So while working on my travel wall here on the engine project, I needed to replace the gas gauge in the tank. That area under the truck hadn't been treated yet or painted, so it had a lot of surface rust, but I didn't want to restore the whole thing, so we're using cold galvanizing. This stuff's pretty cool. It paints on. It's not really paint. It's really heavy zinc coating, almost like galvanizing that you'd see on a... It's used to repair welds and stuff on like fences and stuff. Surface prep was minimal. We just scuffed the surface. There wasn't a case where we could get in there and sandblast or really get in there and like with a sander or something and get it off. So this is more preservation than it is restoration. And this stuff goes on pretty easy. The nice part is you can touch it up at any time if you don't paint over it. I've had this stuff, in some cases, going 20 years now on my Scout up on the farm. It's not, like I said, it's not really paint, so I can actually paint exhaust and hangers and stuff like that. It seems to be a very high temperature. It won't peel or anything because it's really just putting zinc on there. So I like to use this as a primer under my paint. Here you can see I've just kind of scuffed this as best I could and wiped it down. I really couldn't get up here without, taking the body off. So this is what it looks like when it's done. It dries to kind of a dry finish, and I use it for like a primer under a Dulpi-color's bed coating. It's not a bed liner. We actually had a client that brought a pickup into our shop here that years ago they had bed linered in it. It had just destroyed the frame because it trapped the moisture in. This stuff is more like, you can get it at O'Reilly's or any of your auto parts stores, just glorified tough paint. It goes on pretty easy. I prefer to spray it, but in this situation I really couldn't. And there's what it looks like done. Like I said, it just makes for a fairly tough paint. Rocks can hit it and it'll generally not stop it, but even if it does, that zinc's underneath. So unlike powder coating or bed liner, if it gets underneath this paint, it's not going to go anywhere. The zinc's going to put out the rust. This is one of the techniques I've used. I'm curious to see what you guys have for other little tips and tricks. I'll try to post some other things that I've done too.